Welcome back, guys, to Taopa Swamp, or more to the point, Golden Sun, as with the combined use of Douse and Frost, Puddle Man turned into Icicle Man and got us up to this new path after we found ourselves a djinn in the lower part. So let's keeping on and seeing what puzzles or rewards this place contains. Well, let's get moving and find out what's going on. Well, we got ourselves a lash point here. We'll just lash for the hell of it. And then we'll find out what's going on elsewhere in the room. Let's take ourselves a tour. We don't want to be backtracking after all, in case we might end up doing so, but I'd say this doesn't look backtracky to me. We've got ourselves into lovely volcanic land, if you can call that volcanic loveliness. I don't know. Right, so we've got to get ourselves dousing some more, so let's shortcut that, which is definitely an easier way to go about doing things. Because obvious douse is obvious, it's turned into a rock, and we get moving. It seems douse plus something is the name of this whole dungeon area. Right, so what do we got going on here? We got ourselves some big rocks. Cave troll appears, hello. Bye-bye. Farewell. And we've got ourselves... well, a big rock on top of something. And obviously no path to take apart from the fact there's water over here. It doesn't look like any of these are movable. They don't have the normal marks to move anything. So, maybe we just keep on going down the path for the time being, eh? That doesn't seem to be the way we want to go after all. So, let's get blitzing... no, not that guy. Blitzing this guy. He'll appreciate that, don't you know? He'll appreciate that so much. Ryan's Wrath comes through, takes that one out, and we get ourselves a Weasel's Claw. Not something we really want there. Well, let's continue on. Right, Gusty Land. I'll just gust past you. I was wondering if it was hot air so it would hurt me or not at that point in time. Well, there's a path to take over here. The gust seems to be blowing against me. Let's just check out this way. We find ourselves a treasure chest with another one of those stones, the obvious dowsable stones. So we need to take that path, do we? Can we just walk against it until it blows away and, yeah, no problem. Jump over without any issue whatsoever. Another stone over on the right there, but let's deal with this one first. Because treasure chests are treasure chests, and treasure chests we want. Right, apart from that, move time. And that creates the path we need. A lot of extra jumping is going to have to be done, though, in order to actually obtain the item. Blow me away, it's fine. Over we go. And we claim ourselves a vial. Gave it to Jenna. No problem, but I kind of want armor and weaponry and that kind of stuff. The nice stuff. Ooh, the nice stuff. Right, stop blowing me away. I want to get over. Find out where we're heading next. Because obvious glowing rock is obvious. We will go over it. No, we can douse first. We've got it on shortcut now. We'll then get the movement going. Pull it towards us, out of the way. And it seems we have current to deal with as well, do we? Interesting. But that brings us to the opposite side of that other room with the big rock. I'm going to say not much else, really. Okay, the big rock is obviously something I have to deal with here. Death caps galore start to show up everywhere. Let's just use an echo on you. Fire, well, fire will probably be your weakness, to be honest. And death cap galore. Flash force comes out, deals a massive dole of water. The cannon's better for it, though. And echo takes out Wolfman. Why not use more gin if we're always going to come back to the menu after all to reset them? Right, so we have ourselves, not douse, reveal. So it is an interactable thing. I can't push it. So let's try Tremor. It's a big rock on top of a small platform. Will it work? Well, hopefully it doesn't fall on me for starters. Well, it fell that way. Good. Right, so that's made us a path with the use of the water over there. And by the look of it, I can create myself a nice stepping stone to get over rather than go all the way round. Oh, okay, over there. Current, how dare you. But I guess the current was to show that it would change its flow. And we'll make it onwards even more into another dowsable room. Right, what are we doing here then? I'm just using it to get through, that's fine by me. Okay, what else? Well, more fire, more lava galore. Let's take these guys out one by nicely one. So we'll go there, may as well attack again. Blitz on the middle one and attack on the far one and hope Raiden's Wrath comes through. Will we get 2 nuts for these guys? Because they are fairies after all. They do always stand to give me that. Well, 135 damage is fine enough. We got a single nut and an herb. Alright, we got 2 restorative items, but not the ones we were expecting. I guess we'll just sell them in the end. Fairies, they always give nuts. They give lots of nuts indeed. So let's continue along the path. Doesn't seem there's any puzzles here. And enter a nice whatever room with a dowsable rock in the middle. Okay, with a glowing spot there, can't just pick it up. So, we checked on the ground. I thought I saw something sparkling in the ground. Okay. Well, with that said then, we'll not pound. What's the ability we want to use here? Scoop, is it not? So Felix gave some stardust to Sheba. And that counts for the last room. What is stardust then, Sheba? Right, rare metal from space. Well, there's a meteorite fragment then, I guess, that somehow got underground. So is that it for our dungeon? Are we done and done so? Well, seeming this seems to be the last room, I guess we are. So let's retreat and get on out of here. So all of that was for the stardust. If it's a forgeable material, though, we might get ourselves a nice weapon out of it. I hope weapon anyway. So from the Taopa swamp, we'll get over to the village as soon as possible with the power of editing. So join me in a second as we see what we earn. Though before we really go anywhere, on trying to exit the Taopa swamp, I realised the fact that I was missing a treasure chest at the start. There was one at the bottom of the screen, so coming back to the puzzle here, I realised that just coming around this direction, down below the jumping platforms, will get me to another chest. So we get ourselves a lovely cookie. Give that to Sheba. Who should we use it on? That's the question. Right then. Sheba uses a maximum PP cookie on... Let's boost Felix's, I guess. 118 now he's at. So now with the power of editing, we get to where we need to be. And so we come back to Yalam, where our blacksmith has the stardust. In the meantime, though, we actually managed to pick up 2 clear bracelets from the tear stones that we picked up, and they raise water power, which isn't so great for Sheba. Let's have a look around other people. Equip can't equip on the actual water adept here, which is a bit of a shame. And then we've got Jenna as well, who can gain that. 2 defense gained versus... Haunt a foe. So we will gain the 2 defense. Water power won't nix her firepower or anything else. It's just something... Well, she's using the Mist Saber as well, so I guess that kind of works in a weird way as a combination. 2 defense gain there. We'll sell the bone armor, we'll sell the other one, and we'll find out what item we've managed to get here from our blacksmith's wife. You only take cash, we've got the cash. And so we got ourselves a lunar shield. Now, what's a lunar shield then? Right, it's given to Sheba. Resists Earth. Nice defensive boost there. 12 defense here and 6 defense for you. So what's your current shield, sir? Your current shield is the fusion shield, which resists wind. Well, at the moment, you're going to gain even more defense against Earth as a whole. In the meantime, it's a shame you can't equip them on those 2. But it's a nerf for you in terms of defense, though to be honest, to resist wind as a water adept is not so bad. So after gaining new items, we get moving once again. First of all, though, it's time to not buy armor. It's time to sell some of the stuff in our inventory. Of course, we don't need the weasel claw. That's just clogging. We don't need this anymore. The clear bracelet can go. The bramble seed can go. We'll sell this as well. And, of course, our shield here, that can go as well. So that's freed us up a little bit more space, you've got to say. Apart from that, we still got stuff like the Tomega Ferricon and the Trainer's Whip and the whatnot kind of holding space. We need a bank. We need a bank where we can put these things. To be honest, we've got enough space to keep moving on, and we've got ourselves a fair amount of cash on top of that. So from here we go, and out into the wilderness once more. It's time to hit the seas and continue on our clockwise tour, if you could really call it all that clockwise at this point in time. Because now we're going down below to where there should be a beach, enabling us to get into this area. So what's this? That location, and I guess the only other location we can hit? Well, we can probably get there. That's an interesting little island. Probably somewhere down here if we can make it through that passage, which I don't think we can. So that bit's kind of closed off to us at the moment. This island's completely closed off by rocks. These two beaches here are the only other interesting points. So we're running out of places to go. People to see, people to meet. Will we ever run out? Not really. Let's get moving. Alright, I think I've still got the effects of a void on, but here we go, they wore off indeed. So expect a monster to attack us unless we can get into the boat first of all and get on our merry way. So straight down it is. Let the water enemies come towards us. We gained ourselves at least a gin from there, if not some better items. Minorly or whatever. Merman appears. Disappear, sir. Disappear with searing fog. Farewell to you. And keep on heading downwards. Are we there yet? The answer to that seems to be yes. So let's go from nice terrain, lava and swamp, I guess, to ice and an icy village indeed. As we reach East Tundaria Islet, isn't it? Yes. Right then, well, let's first of all change our synergy back, because we're going to need a little bit more mind reading, that's for sure. And start talking. I'm here to tend to any travelers who come to this place. May these travelers' journey end in peace and safety. Why, thank you, sir, but we're wondering what else is going on. Well, there's a penguin. My mum says there's this strange tower on the northern cape of Tandalia. Ah, interesting. Oh, I can't mind read you. You're completely blank. Who in Wayard would have built a tower in the middle of that frozen nowhere? A huge tower, you say? Pen! My darling Penguilina hurt her leg on the far shore and can't swim back. Somebody please help her! Okay then, we'll try, but how to get up first of all is the question. Seems we're going to be jumping over, so let's check out this house first. Hello, old gentleman. It used to be you could sail to the other side of Gondowan by skirting the coast of Tundaria. Now the whole area's got these rocky spires. Just can't work a boat around them. Tundaria is the southernmost continent in Wayard. I hear that if you head east far enough, there's an incredible waterfall at the edge of the Eastern Sea. It sounds like hokum to me. Okay then, sir, you can believe that. I've seen it. Alright then, Felix, check the jar. Got ourselves a lucky medal. It's lucky to check certain things out, isn't it? You must be cold dressed in those thin clothes. Come warm yourselves by the fire. I've got a cape. It's very warming. Around here, it doesn't matter what season it is. It's always the cold season. I can't even go outside without first covering myself in fur. Wrapping yourself in blankets and whatnot, and then the snow soaks into the blankets, and you're like, oh no! In the meantime, I guess it's time for us to try and save a penguin. Bit by bit, by the look of it, because you can only jump when it's completely come to a halt. No double jumping for us. Well, there's a side stone there. PP restorative. Oh, I should have jumped then. No, I shouldn't have jumped. Jumping here is the best jump. Jumping down there would have been completely useless for me. Right, so let us bring down this to enable you to make passage. Or not. Right, we jump down there. Now we'll save you, darling Penguin. Okay, I pushed you. Pen! I wasn't expecting that. Oh, my leg! I can't get back to my dearest Pengus! I thought you could, like, crawl or something. Right, let's press select, because we're obviously going to have to cast move on you now. You're kidding me. I just pushed her into a wall. Right, if I come back in and out, will that mean that the tree's down and she will reset? Good. That was nearly a tragic turn of events. So was pushing her straight this way that good an idea? There we go. Over you go, penguin. I'm glad to support the weight of both of us. I saved your darling. Are you happy now? Thank you so much for saving my sweet penguilina. Allow me to give you this in return for your help. And we got a pretty stone. Hades gave a pretty stone to Shiva. Right then, pretty stone, what are you? A shining stone? Well, I think I actually know what to do with this at this point. People have been mentioning a animal side quest around the islets. And we've also met a fair few animals along the way. So if anything, I'd say this one goes to the parrot, if I'm right in saying. Apart from that, I guess at this point in time, it's to see if we can sail further than where we currently are. So I guess to there. The islands told us more, but I didn't realise we'd be going down to here, to be honest. I thought that was our destination. Oh well, can't say I'm really upset about it or anything. It just gets us to where we need to be. Beach reached. Now where's this tower that you spoke of? Which way to go? Well, we can really traverse a whole area here, so it's going to be a long road. Squirrel fangs have appeared in the meantime. I guess you're all somewhat weak to a certain cannon friend. Well, you're weak enough to flash force. Okay, not weak to that. Never mind. I'm completely wrong. Maybe you're weak to wind then. Yeah, probably that. Probably thunder and blitz. That looks like a very interesting area. The thing is to check for outer world Jinn. The stuff that's around the place that we don't so much know about. Right, so let's test the theory then, I guess, and then let's blitz over here. Super effective. Pierce attacks, and Echo is unleashed to take down that one. Not for any bonus, but we got ourselves an elixir. Finding out the weaknesses of people is never a bad thing, so it expands outwards here, but there's other stuff to look for. Man, this is going to be a bit of traveling, that's for sure. I could just do it. I could just do it. I could just go and make sure everyone disappears. That's a way of doing things. That's not the weakness for that though. Okay then, Piers takes 7 damage. Well, I'm guessing whacking you on the face is going to be a weakness enough. As Felix now becomes a level 27 Gallant, gains himself even more stats, no new spells though. We started on our leveling cycle yet again, so as we keep crossing this barren frozen tundra, or barren frozen Tandalia, Needle Egg, what is your weakness? Well, it's not wind, that's for sure. Let's everyone use a Jinn. Cannon, and we know it's not you, so actually let's keep you on the defensive, and then use fog. That's one way to do things. Cannon comes out. Weakness. Struck perfectly. Needle leg goes down, and we keep on keeping on. Now, where are we off to? Nowhere thus far. No obvious anythings. Dinox 1 and 2 appears. We'll split the damage on you guys then. Maybe we should be figuring out your weaknesses on top of that, but we're getting a fair bit of experience for defeating you. Nothing over there. Nothing down here. It looks like continue on the path. Up we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Will we get to a destination before the episode ends? Will we find some place? Will there be anything here at all? Are we here when we don't need to be? Are we getting even more nuts? Yes, we are. Let's head up this way, I guess. Needle leg 1 and 2. Split the damage, you'll be fine. Farewell to you as well. Anything up here? I think we found something. Right, we traveled very far to get there, but it seems we've reached ourselves a destination. So tune in next time to find out where on earth it is and if we can even enter and do anything. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.